Chris Wood, you've gone and done it again. But is it time to bring him in, or have we missed the boat? Welcome to the Gianni YouTube show. Hope you guys are well and you're enjoying the game week so far. This is my team selection video for game week 22 with that Saturday deadline. Without further ado, let's chat a little bit about the big decisions this week. In today's show, we're going to look at captaincy. It's a big debate this week between Isak, Salah and Palmer. Got some stuff to show you there. We're going to talk about my decisions this week and transfers. We're going to plan ahead to game week 24, which is of course a double game week. And we're just going to start with a little nod to my team. I hate showing teams and ranks mid-game week because so much can still happen. But you guys tell me that I don't show my team enough in terms of rank, that I'm trying to hide it or whatever. I mention it every show without fail. I'm having a stinker of a season and I'm fine. I'm fine to admit it. So look, it's over 1 million in rank. It's desperate times. I made a big balls call this week by captaining Bruno. Some of you will be watching this on Friday, Saturday. You'll know how I got on. Others will be watching on Thursday and you'll be hoping I fail miserably or hopefully get some points. I sold Phil Foden, who got 15 points. You all told me I was stupid for going Foden when I've had a 7 and 8 and he had a 15 in the last 3 game weeks. He's been going pretty well, but I felt like Bruno was the best captaincy option this week. The only way I could get to him was by selling Foden. So that happened. I was torn on Isak versus Bruno for captaincy. I was never going to go Cole Palmer. And fair play to those that did. Cole Palmer got rewarded nicely. Mo Salah owners and Haaland owners aren't having fun. I did get some clean sheets with Munoz and Hall. No Arsenal defence, by the way, guys, is working for me. The last couple of game weeks, the defenders haven't kept cleans, and the likes of Haaland, Munoz and Anthony Robinson, if you're on him, they're picking up the points. I don't think we need Arsenal defence at the minute. Of course, we'll have them at some time. So, guys, let's talk more about my decisions this week rather than the game week so far. Hope you guys are on a green arrow. And if you're enjoying the show, do hit that like button, but also subscribe to the channel. Thank you, guys, for your continued support. So, look, Chris Wood scores goals. He does it. This season, he's been remarkable. 29 points in his last 3 appearances. I think he's 1 goal off his record haul for a season. And his ownership's getting really high now that he kills your rank if you don't have him. And what we're seeing a lot with Chris Wood goals is they're not 4-point goals. That's 7-point goals. When he scores, he's getting bonus points. Because bonus points are all about competing with your teammates. And if Forest win 1-0 and Chris Wood scores, he's not competing with any other attacking player. He's competing with the back line. The back line, the good BPS in the back line at Forest gets between 25 and 30 BPS. That's usually good enough for 1 bonus point, sometimes 2. But Chris Wood's getting between 30 and 35. He's in that slightly higher category when he scores because he gets plus 22 for a goal. And therefore, he's getting the 3 bonus points every time. It's not a 4-point goal. It's a 7-point goal and therefore a 9-point return when they win 1-0 and Chris Wood scores the goal. His underlying numbers are rubbish and his fixtures aren't great, but still he delivers. The entry point this week is going to tempt so many because it's Southampton at home. The underlying numbers, that XGI column halfway through there, we can see the expected goal involvement of Chris Wood the last few weeks, 0.25, 0.37, 0.4, 0.02. But he still picks up 12 and 8 and 9 pointers. He doesn't need loads of chances to score goals. He's only getting 1 or 2 chances a game, but one of them's going in. Now, compare him, complete opposite end of the spectrum, with Nicholas Jackson, who's getting so many chances, but not scoring and not getting points. Now, Chris Wood has about 25 more points than Jackson over the season. Chris Wood's also cheaper. He's been the much better option. But if, like me, you're on Jackson, do you trust the underlying numbers? Or do you at some point have to go, he's just a bad finisher? Well, I know that already. Jump on a good finisher like Chris Wood with underwhelming numbers versus bad finisher with great numbers like a Nicholas Jackson. And I think that's one of my flaws as an FPL manager. Players like Darwin Núñez, when he first arrived, caught my eye. It was like, I don't care that he's missing. I want to see all these chances. He's going to score some of them. Sometimes he scores none of them. And that's like Nico Jackson at the minute. Efficiency in front of goal is so important for a number 9. and Jackson just doesn't have it. I'm okay offloading Jackson. I don't know if I'll do it this week. The fixtures are there and the underlying data is there. We saw last time out 1.1 XG, 2 chances created. He did get an assist, but he had 7 shots. He hit the post. Sometimes he's just unlucky, like hitting the post off what would have been goal of the month, right? He's not all bad. Picks up the yellow card. It's so disappointing. The underlying numbers are absolutely there. You look at the XGI column here. 1.41, 0.4, 0.03, 0.2, but then a lot of them are close to sort of 1 again. Yet the points, it's just full of blanks, full of blanks. A 4-pointer should have been so much more against Bournemouth, but it's Wolves up next at home, and we saw how Wolves defended against Newcastle at St James's Park. Now, Wolves, many are looking to captain Palmer. Selling Jackson this week might be crazy, but it might also be a smart move because Chris Wood cannot be slept on for long. So let's have a look at my team and see how that would work. This is where I'm at. Let me talk through it for anyone listening on podcast. And guys, if you are watching on YouTube, you can listen on podcast, right? If that's your thing, iTunes or Spotify, just search my name and you can get my pod. So look, Matt Sells in goal. Fabianski does have a goodish fixture, but Sells for sure this week. Then I've got Lewis Hall. Good home fixture. Manoz got the upside, and Trent with both away fixtures. Happy with that. I'm benching Mikalenko and Rico Lewis for Ipswich. I do think Rico Lewis comes in and starts, but I think I'll be benching him. The midfield looks dreamy. It's Bruno with a home fixture, same as Palmer and Enzo. Enzo looked really good, by the way. He did look good. And then Mo Salah in midfield. João Pedro up front with Nico Jackson and Isak. At the moment, I'm benching Rodgers. Rodgers has an away trip to Arsenal. That's the toughest fixture he'll face all season, arguably. Morgan Rodgers on the bench could be dangerous, though. Let's see. I could swap him with Enzo. So at the moment, this is Nico Jackson in the team. If Chris Wood comes in, I get a bit more money. I do have 1.3 million in the bank. Okay. So 1.3 million in the bank. Was it 1.5? Let me just check. And I've got obviously the 1 free transfer. Yeah, 1.3. But we do need to think. We do need to think about. I just want to put it on screen. 1.3 in the bank, 1 free. We need to start thinking about Gameweek 2024, the double game week. So where can I move this team to get triple Liverpool in place? I'm not going on a slot. And maybe another Everton player. I've got Mikalenko in, but do I want another? So I'm just very happy. I think, as much as I want Chris Wood, I'll sleep on it. So the Chris Wood in for Nico Jackson, or I roll the transfer. And if I roll the transfer, what I want to do is roll in 22. Ahead of Game Week 23, then I've got 2 free transfers. Roll again if I can. And then ahead of Game Week 24, I've got 3 free transfers. That's the dreamy scenario. That's the dreamy scenario to be in, because in 24, having 3 free transfers, to then think about assistant managership if you want to use it, creating money for that assistant manager. So then think about which Everton players you want, how many you want, and what's the third Liverpool player. I can address those 3 things in 24 with free moves. But to do that, I have to roll this week and I have to roll next week. And I think I'm okay with that. So the squad's pretty strong. I went into this game week with a really good squad. Captaincy is such a massive part of the game. It will make or break not just your game week, but your season. And this season, my captaincy has been off. I didn't back Mo Salah when loads did. I stuck with Haaland for far too long, and that killed my season. If we're looking at captaincy now, though, for this game week, it's another huge decision. And I did a poll just before kickoff. Well, no, I think I did it during the game. I think I did it just during the first half of the Newcastle match. And surprisingly, no one actually picked Isak. Now, Isak's percentage I expect to be higher than this because he went on to Hall. And people have been voting since. But Palmer's getting the majority of the love, guys. Almost 50% of managers are going Palmer versus Wolves. Salah plays Brentford, who are conceding chances for fun, quite frankly. Man City just got 2.5 XG there. Liverpool will get the same. I think Salah's a really, really dangerous pick. Isak at Bournemouth obviously is a good fixture. Now, Bournemouth just travelled. Bournemouth and Wolves are reversing their fixtures, right? So Isak plays Bournemouth, who just faced Palmer at Stamford Bridge. Now he's got to go to St James's, Bournemouth. We saw Palmer get good chances, Nico Jackson get good chances. And then Isak's just played Wolves, and now at home, and now Parma's going to play Wolves at home. And again, we saw Isak get a ton of chances. I actually think, in terms of those two defences on the road, Bournemouth look just as ropey. They're down to the bare bones. Bournemouth, they've got a lot of injuries. And Chelsea had fun with them. Chelsea are also the Monday night game. They get longer rest. They get much longer rest than all the other teams. There's a fast turnaround time for Newcastle now. Newcastle play Wednesday night and then they're the early kickoff on Saturday. But Isak saw the early sub at 75. Salah and the minutes monster, he'll be fine. This really is a three-way tie for me. As things stand, I've currently got it somewhere between. I think I'm going to give you percentages. I'm going to say I'm 40% on Isak, and then I'm 35 on Salah, 25 on Palmer. I'm 40, 35, 25 as things stand currently on Isak with Salah vice, but that could easily swap. Let's see. Bruno could form part of that thinking as well. So look, it's a really big one. I think you have to look at rest period. You have to look at obviously opponent and individual form. Loads are put off by Salah now because we've seen some blanks, but it's Mo Salah. He's the best player in the game, and Brentford concede chances. So let me just do some positives and negatives, the biggest for each. Palmer, the biggest positive is he's flying at the minute. Player of the match again last time out. And Wolves on the road will be vulnerable, and Chelsea have the longest rest. There are three positives. Salah, the biggest positives are Brentford at home always have a go. They leave themselves exposed at the back. Even Man City, who aren't a well-functioning attack at the moment, got 2.5 XG. Liverpool get more. Isak's positives are he is the in-form player in the league right now. He's just made it a record of 8 goals on the run. He's at home where we know Newcastle are strong. Bournemouth conceded chances last time out against Chelsea. Newcastle are a better attack in a minute. Wow. Compelling case for all three, I've got to say. I'm not going to do it for Bruno. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for your support, as always. I'm going to recap with my team because I blitzed through that at the start and just want to touch on my key decision-making. The game we just gone. The huge swing in play is selling Foden for Bruno, because if I didn't do that, I captain Isak for his 32 captain points. So let's see how that one goes. Pray for me. If you're watching this on Friday and Bruno is blanked on Thursday night, you're watching this, show me some love. Show me some love with a subscribe or a comment or whatever, or just with good vibes for the next game week, because that would be rotten variance. Bruno has the best fixture of the game week. If you're watching this on Thursday, let me know how you think Bruno gets on. I'm praying he plays in the front three. I'm playing he turns up. I'm playing Man United don't let me down, as they often do. But surely this is the fixture to chase. Fingers crossed. Let's see how I get on. I need it. Again, I got the benching dilemma on the bench wrong with Sells over Fabianski, but it was 2 points, whatever. Guys, good luck for the game week ahead. I won't be doing a deadline stream next week because I'm on Sky Sports News, which will be very embarrassing, showing my team rank there again. Do subscribe on your way out, guys, and I'll see you for a Sunday debrief. If you don't check my Sunday debriefs out, you're going to love them. Sunday morning, we go through all the games. It's a football show. We go through all the tactics, the XG plots, the pass maps. Do not miss that one. And I'll see you for another video on Sunday morning. Bye-bye.